I'd like to welcome each and every individual to Voices for Top Gun Sales Boot Camp Training, and it's fascinating, really, really, really interesting today um, as to it's Christmas and it's 5:30 in the morning, and it's just fascinating to me on who's here.
Record
And
all progress.
so there's two of Becky's. Oh, there's only one now. So, so Becky, I'm just curious, why are you here on a Christmas on, the Top Gun sales boot camp training?
Well, because it's a job, and if you want your job to prosper, you're going to have to show up
But
and
on
learn what you can.
Christmas?
Yeah, and I have nothing else to do. So, what are you going to do at 5:30 in the morning but listen to Top Gun podcast?
Right? It's just now, now, um, like, um, this is this is my new podcast. So Nora, bless her heart, bless her heart, like she went ahead she went ahead and started she went ahead and said something about me not being there early once. I'm like, really, girl? Like you're gonna you're, you're gonna tease and taunt me on that? Like, why isn't she here? Why isn't she here today?
The reason she said something about you being early or later that is because of what I said.
No, why isn't she here today
Oh,
on
I
the
don't. Maybe she overslept or partied too much or had too much. Maybe Santa got a hold of her. I don't know.
so so she texts me, I don't like 8:30 at night. She says, "Are you still doing the Top Gun sales boot camp training?" I'm like, of course. Um, but she went ahead and she had said one of her goals was to sleep in on Christmas morning.
She's sleeping in then.
I'm guessing, yeah. Now, Kenny's probably like, where is Kenny? Where is Luke? Like, like Like, how come Nora gets treated special? I don't know, because she's a single mom, you know? And so, like, where's Kenny today? Like, well, he was, you know, he was probably this is this is cute. Like the amiable personality is just fascinating. It's like
Mm.
how they are able to naturally gifted wise do everything they do is for somebody else. Nothing they do is for themselves. They are the most selfless, not selfish, most selfless people in the world. Like they don't do anything for themselves. Everything is for somebody else. I'm like, dang, there's some those amiable, those amiable man, those people are amazing. Like like Kenny hates going hunting, but because his friends ask him to, he's doing it for them.
So he's a people pleaser.
Oh, well, yeah, and he pleases other people, hates hunting, detests it, would rather be doing anything else other than hunting. But you know what? If his friends ask him to go hunting, it's he's not doing it for his own benefit. He's doing it for everybody else's benefit. Like
I think
it's just fascinating, and yeah, it's just you know, and it's interesting. Can you have two people that actually hurt each other, like friends? That's another podcast for another time. Can they drag each other down and hurt each other's ability to go ahead and achieve the action vision? And we talked about, it's not the clubs, it's not the clubs.
right.
And so, Nora's, Nora will probably listen to this one. Kenny probably won't. Not because Kenny's lazy. It's not that. It's because somebody wants him to do something else. And so, like, he's the most caring. My gracious, he's probably one of my best level 4 friends. Like, it's just he cares so much about other people. It's just amazing. So honest too. Like, oh, that's the thing I love about the amiable. Anyways, so have I ever told you my good news, bad news, great news story about $155,000 an hour?
I don't think so.
Oh my goodness, got to tell you that story on Christmas.
I'd love to
Oh,
hear it.
yeah. So you know how on the business X-ray it tracks how much you're worth on an hourly basis, and it's a big number, and people don't typically realize how big it is.
Yes.
So, um, and so I was tracked. They did the business X-ray, and I was tracked at $5,000 an hour. So
Mhm.
obviously, I'm a driver personality. I'm not an amiable. I'm not an amiable. Like trying to make everybody else happy, and everything I do is for everybody else. Like such a caring man. Those amiables, dang, they're nice people. I don't know what we do without them. Always doing stuff for other people. So, anyways, so I went ahead and was tracked at $5,000 an hour. So naturally, what am I gonna think after that?
That you're a driver.
Well, what I see 5,000. What's my immediate
Why
thought?
can't I be 10,000?
Right, that's exactly. See, now you're tracking me, girl. Now you're tracking me. Like it's like so. There was once this girl that went ahead and said to this guy once, and said, um, you can do whatever you want to do. Have you ever experienced that with women where they say you can do whatever you want to do, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
Yeah. Are women really fine with that?
probably not.
Right. I didn't know you could do that trick. I just learned that yesterday. It's like, dang, that's a cool trick. So what you do on that trick, oh, this is why you want to do like Top Gun. Like this is why you want to do it on a holiday because I'm a little bit unhinged. Like, ooh, like what's Mark going? Where is he doing? So what you can do is say, like, you don't have to show up. You don't have to show up for this because it's a holiday. Then what you do is you flip it, and then you go ahead so Nora's, I'm totally sincere. Like she can sleep in, like totally. She's a single mom, and my gracious, like like Lincoln he's a handful. Great kid,
Right.
love him, love him to pieces. But it's interesting because when he hangs out with me, he seems to be less of a handful. Anyways, but I don't hang out with him every day, so he doesn't map me as much. I have a huge heart for moms, especially single moms. Anyways, but what you can do, Becky, is you can go ahead and say you don't care, like, oh yeah, do this, and then hold it against them. See, I didn't know you could do that. I mean, I knew women could do it, but I didn't know men could do it. Anyways, so going back to this story. So yes, you're exactly right. I thought, why not 10,000? Like, hello, like if it's 5,000, it should be 10,000. So I said to my team, I said, hey, everybody, this was probably 20 years ago, I'm guessing. And so this is an important one. Like you missed this one, folks. And it goes to an earlier pre-show. Oh, Nora, always come early, always stay late. Oh, just saying, Nora, because we were talking about Becky and productivity and her maybe learning ClickFunnels, but then she always needs a David and Adam and other people who will do lower dollar productive work. So if you're only doing $10 an hour work, you're only going to get paid $10 an hour. That's what it is. And if you can go overseas and you can go ahead and do $1.50 an hour, if you can get them to do something that you're doing, well, then you always want to get, and the more you're worth on an hourly basis, the more you have to learn to dish things. And so it'll be fascinating if Luke and Kenny listen to this one. It'll be just interesting to see what they have to say. Anyways, so I'm like telling the team, I said, hey, help me get to, $10,000 an hour. And you know what happened, Becky?
A Christmas miracle.
That's what it was. And it wasn't even Christmas. Like I felt like a lab rat. Do you know what a lab rat is?
Yes.
Okay. I felt like a lab rat. They're looking over my shoulders. They're watching everything and everything is going on. Like, it's like, really, guys? But, I realized something that the Amish boys don't realize, and that is there's no free lunches. You have to do things you don't want to do to get to doing the things you love doing. And the things you love doing actually, ooh, this is profound. I've never said this in 61 years of my life. The things you think you love doing won't bring satisfaction. Just saying, that's worth, they won't. They bring dopamine hit to your brain, and all you do is chase the dopamine. And you,
Yep.
and you use religious holidays to go ahead and justify the dopamine hit, not realizing, well, I do this same thing every day. It's just,
So I got a question.
yeah.
So the Amish have like January 6th as their Christmas or whatever. Like that's like an Amish Christmas.
Oh, yeah. No, the Amish, they've got this figured out. Oh, my goodness. Like, holy cow. Because they get like, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 Christmases.
So are we going to have, they're not going to show up on January 6th either?
This is what the ex-Amish, which is no such thing as an ex-Amish, but the ex-Amish, they get to have all of the English holidays and all the Amish. Like, and we're not lazy. Like, we're not lazy. Anyways, it's fascinating to do that. Luke actually went ahead and helped me understand. Thanks, Luke. I appreciate that. Where he said something about fishing and hunting, and he said it was like, I don't know, a religious, like a spiritual thing going out into the wild. Like, I'm like, that's interesting. Like, that's interesting. Like, huh, I didn't know I could do that. Like, so I'm not sure. That's another time but let me finish the story. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, Becky, they tracked me at $155,000 an hour.
Nice.
Right? I mean, that's
So
not
you
nice. It's
did.
like, damn, holy jamoli. So that's my good news, bad news story. The good news is, Becky, once you're tracked at $155,000 an hour, let me tell you, girl,
So did you go for 200,000?
why you just, at 155,000, you're like, I'm going to just enjoy this for a moment.
Right.
Like, it's so cute. Not picking on the Amish boys today. Not going to pick on them. Don't want to go ahead and disrupt their life. But the Amish boys, they think, hey, I work in the factory and I make, 90,000, 110,000. Like, they think they're so driven by money. The challenges in northern Indiana, maybe elsewhere, I don't know, they're not willing to do the work and make the sacrifice and take the risk to go ahead and do it. They lack self-discipline and everything else. So they want to have their cake and eat it too. And let me tell you, they're masters at it. I'm learning from them so much. They didn't teach me this in business school. 3 business degrees. They did not teach me how to game the system like the Amish boys know how to do. I'm like, you got to be kidding. So you can work, 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours a day, and then you can come home and you don't have any responsibilities, but you're married and you have kids. No, there's English boys that do that too. They think they put, they pay, they they work and they don't have to go ahead and do anything else. Like they don't have to, yeah. And then when they're in front of other people, they're super nice to their wife. I guess that's better than some who are not nice to their wife publicly. So I guess I could look at it that way. Anyways, getting back to the story. So the good news is of that story is, man, I'm telling you, so when somebody when the Amish boys go ahead and say, yeah, like all like, yeah, I like I make $90,000. I make $110,000 a year. Yeah. Okay, boys. Do that in an hour. So the good news is I'm telling you, Becky, when you're hit that number, you're just like, you're in heck. It's not about the money, it's about the value that you bring. Now, little side story. So we, lived for, I don't know, over 30 years in Warrenville, Illinois. It's a little tiny town, 30 miles west of Chicago in the suburbs, surrounded by like 5 forest preserves. So it's a little town, actually, but it's in the big city area. Right in Warrenville, or right by Warrenville, is Fermilab. And what they do is they have this highway under the ground, and it's it's an atom splitter. So what they do is, I don't understand it, but big picture is they race atoms into each other and then they blow up. And they test this. It was the largest atom accelerator in the world for a number of years. And so they do, it's science, it's crazy stuff. And my understanding is that they go ahead and will race something into each other, and it'll have some type of thing that they're not expecting. Like, wow, I didn't expect that. And it can take them 5 years to figure out what happened. Like all of a sudden, they have these subatomic particles. They have these subatomic particles that you can't even see racing and blowing things up, and you can't see it. Like, what? Is that cool or what, Becky?
That is cool.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird, but it was cool to me. So we had one of those moments where, dang, $155,000 an hour. Holy cow. Now, I don't broadcast that. I don't go around and think I'm really amazing because of that. You just, it's like a soft confidence. Like you don't, like I'm just blessed to be in America. I'm blessed to have the freedom. I'm blessed to have the wife and the kids and the friends and everything else that I have. So anyways, so that's the good news.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I'm telling you, you're like, whoa, what? I mean, what am I capable of doing? Like, what am I capable of doing? The bad news is, Becky, it was only 2 minutes long.
That you were worth that much?
Yeah. You ever, you ever, well, if you want to figure out what that is, you just take 155,000. I'm doing that right now. I should memorize that. Divided by, 60 minutes. Okay. So that's $2,500 a minute. Multiply it times 2. So in 2 minutes, I made $5,000. Actually, I think I undersold myself. And so, but in 2 minutes, I made $5,000.
Nice.
So the bad news is it was only 2 minutes long.
Right.
But I got to thinking, Becky, I thought, what if I could put those 2 minutes back to back? Like, what if I could do it? What if I could do 4 minutes of that? And what if I could do 6 minutes? What if I could do a full hour of that? So Nora and I, man, we should have had 2 Action Vision sales in a day. The record is 3. And those, on average are $50,000. So if we can do 5 in a day, that's our new goal, 5 in a day. It's on average $250,000. That's only 1 year. That's only 1 year. I mean, if I took the life, of it could be millions and millions and millions of dollars. So I got to thinking, I'm close to this, atom accelerator particle, whatever it is. And I'm like, so the great news is, good news is you feel hot at 100. The dopamine, I'm telling you, it's better than shooting a deer. It's better than, doing a lot of other playthings. Not because of the money, not because of what it'll do, or what it can't, what it gives you the leverage, the opportunity to leverage yourself to do. And so the bad news is only 2 minutes long. The great news is we knew what 2 minutes it was. So what we did is we looked at everything that happened in the past, and for the last 20 years, that one moment in time is really what's produced all the IP, all the intellectual property, the tools and the systems to break it down. What's more exciting, Becky, than me being at $155,000 an hour in tracking of time? This is something the Amish men, this is something men who are boys don't understand.
Yeah, I
What
can
would
see
be what would be even more exciting? I mean, far, far, far more exciting than me doing $155,000 like in an hour, like boom, have an hour of that, 2 hours of that, 3 hours, 10 hours of that back to back. Would be even more exciting to me than that, Becky.
to make $500,000 an hour,
More than that.
to have everybody else make that much an hour.
Have you and Nora and Ginger Ann and Elaine and Elise.
So how
What's the
do I go
what's the
ahead?
common denominator there, Becky, on the names I listed? And Katie, ooh, that'd be cool. And Anita, right?
Yes,
What
Anita.
what's that?
I said yes, Anita.
Yeah. So what's the common denominator? They're all women. How come it's not men?
I don't know. How come it's not men, Mark?
Wonder if men are better fakers than women at friendship, where they're just using you to get what they want in life. Dopamine hit, feeling powerful as a man, significant as a man. They're really little boys. They're just selfish, self-centered little boys. And I heard again this week, and I've seen this where men, husbands get their wives to see success, and then the husbands take the credit for it. Like, are you kidding?
Yeah, I see that too.
So how do you do it? Do what I tell you to do, when I tell you to do it, how I tell you to do it, do a great attitude. It's really not complicated. It's what I taught my kids when they were little kids, and they did a lot better with little kids than they were big kids. They just did. My gracious, they were a lot better as little kids than big kids. Big kids now, they go ahead and cheapers. They think they know so much. They think they got it figured out. It's like, are you kidding? Are you joking? But they think they do. And so what I'm going to be working on probably today, because I've got all of my husband responsibilities taken care of. I've got all my uh, father's responsibilities taken care of, and I've got all of my grandfather responsibilities taken care of. So I asked my wife, is there anything that's needed of me today on Christmas in 2025? And she said, no, it's your day. You do whatever you want to do all day. So what am I going to do? I'm going to help, Becky, because she's on today. I'm going to help Nora because she's a single mom. And I just like being with, I mean, I love being with Lincoln, but being with him all day, like, well, he's a handful. He is. He is. Great kid, though. I mean, great kid, great heart. Love the, yeah, just love it. And then Ginger Ann for sure. My gracious. What an amazing woman and daughter. Holy cow. I hope she never wonders where she's at with her father. Like she's, I guess it's funny, men take credit for things that they didn't really have much of anything to do. Ginger Ann was the first EVA, and she doesn't go around beating her chest and saying all this stuff. She just, like every EVA ever and every VA, EVA, I don't know if that program would be in existence, honestly, without Ginger Ann. She should get a plaque. There should be some type of something. And Elise came along a number of years later, but she's like, whoa. And Elaine, and just amazing. Like just so crazy sensitive and considerate and giving and doesn't need to be lifted up on a pedestal. She just believes the best in people, sees the best about people. And my gracious. And Anita, it's so cool. Like she's on vacation in Florida and she's, calling in for calls. I'm like at the pool. It's really cool. I'm like, wow, that's really neat. Come to find out that, you know, that Elaine is the one that did that. I'm like, well, Elaine's never been on vacation. Like she's never been on vacation or worked. How'd she know that? But then I remembered she actually had, and she was on all this kind of stuff, which, so there's so many things that we do that we don't get thanked for, that people don't appreciate us for. And you know what? That's okay. You know, boys, I'll tell you, if you're not all into your wife, not fake. It's not fake. Don't fake it. Just don't fake it. It just don't fake that you're doing something for your wife. And don't be nice to her in front. I mean, yes, be nice to her in front of people, but don't go ahead and be nice to her. Oh, can I do this? Can I do this? Can I do this, this, and this, and this? And then be a jerk at home. Like, don't do that. Like, just don't. Your wife will just roll her eyes and your kids will despise you. Despise you. Like, despise you. And don't make it all about you, like your feelings. Like, oh, my feelings are so important. It's like, are you a goofball? The answer is you are. And don't go ahead and be a pretender. And if you want to be a level 4 friend with me, I don't expect to dig information out. I just don't. I don't know how I find out information. I just do. I just do. I just find it out. And you know what? My heart just breaks for you because I can see your future. I can see how it'd be just absolutely amazing, like beyond your wildest imaginations, or how you'd end up in prison or dead because you're stupid. It's really your choice. You have one life. So in here, all of these pieces here, it all gets broken down into it. And so um, things are not black and white. There's a whole bunch of gray, all kinds of different colors in life. And so being disciplined and following through, and I mean that, like Top Gun, the amount of money you can make in sales is insane. The amount of money you can make in leverage is insane. But you're going to need to make sacrifices. So what am I going to work on probably most of today I'm going to be working on probably this shoring up the Action Vision servicing. So I'm going to take a piece of that and I'm going to put it into a booklet. Um, and I'm going to try to embed my heart. I really don't want to do that, but what else? I don't have a life, so what else am I going to do today? I'll probably just
You're
do
gonna
that.
write 3 testimonies.
That's one of the things that's one of the things that I'm maybe doing. Yeah, I might do that. I mean,
You
I'll
have like
write
six
one
days
anyway.
to the end of the year.
Right. So I love that Becky's, yeah. And so, but I'm going to try to embed my heart into of about servicing Action Vision clients and get that in. So last night in my sleep, that's what I came up with. I mean, there were a bunch of other stuff that came up in my sleep that, yeah, I probably won't be sharing with people, but that's okay. but but the servicing, the servicing, you know, so you know, Becky's got it. She's got 4 kids, and she's up. Why? Because she got 4 kids. What else is she gonna do? And so she makes this happen. If it wasn't for Becky, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be doing. Well, I know it wouldn't have come out like this. So, um, always remember we can accomplish so much more together than we ever could on our own, as long as we're in flow. And you choose to get out of flow with me, and you know it. Probably because you project your heart onto mine, and they're not the same. They're just not, and it's okay. All right. Have an amazing, wonderful Christmas, an amazing year.